Good morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Petersen. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com. All right, give me a boo. I screwed up. I'm late for my interview with Gary Frankel. I'm really excited to talk to. His very first appearance on the show, his article over in Reason Magazine would caught my attention, titled Satan Clubs Should Be Allowed in Schools. After school Satan clubs, he says, cause no direct harm. They merely challenge the relationship between religious institutions and public schools. Gary Frankel joining us right now. Hey, Gary, thanks so much for joining us on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Austin.
Yeah, first question, I guess, is do you eat babies?
I do not eat babies, nor do I conduct goat sacrifices on pentagrams on school playgrounds.
So why are you writing about why Satanist clubs should be allowed on school grounds, Gary?
Well, to clear something up right off the bat, I am not a Satanist,
Okay.
but what I am is a pluralist. And what after school Satan clubs try to do is they manipulate, and manipulate's a strong word. They take advantage of some of the laws surrounding religious liberty on public school campuses, particularly within after school programs, in an effort to try and pressure school districts into making really difficult decisions. Because on one hand, they can allow all kinds of student organizations with all kinds of content, even the ones that they don't find objectionable. But if they get the option to, or if they start having a desire to pick and choose, they can't do that under US law. Their only option is to shut down all student organizations within that school, which in the end is what some of these Satan clubs really want, while others are more interested in just poking the proverbial bear, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because it's like if you're going to have the Ten Commandments on the courthouse steps, then you've got to allow a statue of Baal, right? Because, I mean, either all of our religious and non religious beliefs have to be respected, or none of our religious beliefs are going to be respected. But it does seem as if there are groups of people in this country that are unwilling to accept that it has to be only their particular sect of religion that's allowed and no one else's.
Yeah, and it makes it difficult where in some communities you have an overwhelming majority of the population that subscribes to that general belief, and then you'll have proponents of localism say, well, that community should be allowed because the Supreme Court says that for theism as if it were a religion, which sounds odd, but when you think about it a little bit, it makes sense because if you treat non-belief as something else entirely, then it makes it seem like that you're preferring religion over everything else. And you can't do that under US law. That doesn't adhere to the spirit of the First Amendment. So it's a really convoluted situation. And it doesn't help when some people don't understand what Satan clubs actually stand for and think that kids are going to start sacrificing goats.
Yeah, I see the problem with the whole concept of atheism as being treated as if it were religion is that, it sort of doubles down on the rhetoric that people take in saying that atheism is a religion and, that it's, which is obviously ridiculous because it's like saying that clear is a color, right? But I'd like to talk about the heart of this. There must have been a case or there's several cases of this happening, Gary, in order for us to be having this conversation today. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, there's been a variety of cases in numerous states over the last 2 or 3 years. On off the top of my head, there was controversy in New York, Virginia, Ohio, California,